In this video, I'm going to share with you the secret ingredient that separates people who set goals and those who actually achieve them. As many of you know, I'm on this mission to retire my parents from our business by the end of 2026. A pretty big goal as we head into this next year. This is the dream outcome. So, with this North Star in place, the next step is actually to set the goals around this dream outcome. What exactly needs to happen and by when for us to be able to achieve this crazy goal? What goals need to be accomplished? By when do they need to be accomplished? And how do we know that we're consistently on track for this crazy vision of retiring my parents by the end of 2026? But it's this next step in the process that is the secret ingredient to make this thing work. You see, I believe that if your goal can be accomplished tomorrow, in other words, it's just something that hasn't been checked off yet, then it's really not a goal. It's just a task. Now, I realize that's my perspective on things, but I'm a firm believer of goals require you to grow into them. So, with this logic, true goals are things that you've never done before. And by definition, this means that there's a gap between who we are today and who we need to become in order to do things we've never done before. So, the secret ingredient to achieving our goals over the next 12 months is this: learn. What do I need to learn in order to make my dreams a reality? So, what books do I need to read? What mentors do I need to seek out? Who do I need to have conversations with? What business models do I need to research? What podcasts do I need to listen to? What conferences do I need to go to? What courses do I need to study? All of these things culminating together to help learn the things that are necessary to achieve something I've never achieved before. And a core fundamental truth is this: I believe that anything worth achieving in this world, any goals that are worth setting, require growth, require us as human beings, as persons, to have to grow into these goals. And growth comes from learning, it comes from experience, it comes from more than what we have access to today. This critical component is the differentiator between setting a goal and achieving it. And what's cool is once you have all of these components clarified and identified, then we can actually build the weekly plan and start to take action. So, this is what I did this last week in order to set myself up for success in 2026. And my favorite way to do this is with our good old friend AI. So if this seems vague to you, or you don't exactly know what the next steps are based on what we've been talking about here today, then I encourage you to listen, because the next piece of what I'm going to share with you is exactly what I did that allowed me to get the result that I needed to be ready for this next year. So to cap off my 2026 planning, I chose to have a conversation with my good old buddy ChatGPT. In this chat, I had a conversation with it. I discussed what I wanted to accomplish. I told it my long-term goals, not just the ones for this year, but the ones beyond that as well. I shared with it my reasons why. I asked it to ask me questions. I asked it to challenge me in certain areas. I asked it to poke holes in the overall plan and these crazy thoughts that I have inside my head. This allowed for the conversation to actually go back and forth. It wasn't just one-sided me sharing things, but the chat tool actually had a conversation with me. We went back and forth for probably 30 to 60 minutes. At the end of this conversation, I had a very clear depiction and was able to articulate all the things that are in my head in terms of what I want to accomplish this year and beyond and why that matters to me. And this allowed me to ask one very simple question: who do I need to become in order to achieve these goals? ChatGPT then gave me an outline, and I gotta say, it felt pretty spot on. But it was this next prompt that was most important. I asked it to build out a reasonable month by month learning plan for me to be on the path to learn what I needed to learn to become the kind of person who's capable of achieving these goals that we just articulated. I asked for the books to read. I asked for the business models to study. I asked for the mentors to seek out, the people I need to have conversations with, the podcast to listen to, conferences to attend. I put all of this in the prompt saying, this is what I want. build for me an entire month by month plan that allows me to go on this journey. And voila, I got the result. Reading it over, I now have a concrete plan for my personal development that is aligned perfectly with the business goals that we have and I have for this year. So for me, in my journey, January is all about a focus on capital allocation and signal clarity. So the recommended book to start out with is The Almanac of Naval Ravikant, which I'm really excited to get into. I just started it yesterday and I'm already really sucked into this thing. So here's my challenge to you. Look at your goals for this next year. Are they glorified tasks that realistically you can accomplish without having to grow into them? Or are they actual goals that are going to require your personal growth to keep up? If you're unsure, start a conversation with your favorite AI chat tool. I don't care if that's ChatGPT, if it's Claude, if it's Gemini, if it's Grok, or if it's something else out there. Pick your tool of choice and start this conversation. I promise you, you will not regret it. In that conversation, ask for feedback, ask it to poll polls. Do the same thing that I did on this journey of figuring out how to articulate the things that are in my head. And then ask it, who do you need to become? And what's the learning path to get there? And if you're watching this and you want to make it just a step better, a hair better, and encourage you to add in some accountability, what I want you to do is I want you to go at the very bottom of this video and I want you to go down to the comment section. I want you to comment what month you are on and what the current thing is that you're learning through as a part of this plan for you. I will comment to every single one of you and give you a big kudos and encourage you and hold you accountable. Because guys, this is going to be an amazing year. I can feel it for me, and I know I can feel it for you. So as always, stay tuned, stick with me, and let's go build some amazing businesses together.